and vitamin C really creates super electrical energy. And this is why juicing can be so important, especially for folks who are fasting or especially for folks who have digestive issues. And remember, we're talking here anti-diabetic properties. So if you're dealing with diabetes, something as simple as a vegetable juice can be an amazingly helpful anti-diabetic, blood sugar supporting nutritional drink, nutritional beverage. And in a culture where we have a new diabetes drug coming out pretty much every week or every 2 weeks, it seems like, and being bombarded on television through via advertising and marketing and talking heads on the news, Dr. Sanjay Gupta and the medical model entrenching itself at every turn, how come you never hear about vegetable juices for diabetes? If we really cared about reversing diabetes, we'd be making sure everybody got chromium and vanadium. There'd be national chromium insurance. We wouldn't need Obamacare. We'd have national supplement insurance, national vegetable juice insurance. Every American guaranteed 3 huge vegetable juices a day. It'd be a lot cheaper than Obamacare and a lot better for us. Anyway, there's a really incredible electrical substance that we don't really take anywhere near advantage of, unless you've been listening to this program. It's a very special polar substance. It's a very special electrical substance. It's so electrical, it's so polar, it's so abundant on planet Earth. It's the most important polar hydrophilic water substance on planet Earth, and it's the most important polar substance in the body. And it's the most important and fundamental polar water-soluble substance in all of life itself. In fact, without the availability of this incredible polar substance, there would be no life, at least not the way we know it. And this magical, amazing, polar, water-soluble substance is called the universal solvent because it has an ability to interact. To solve means to interact. In chemistry, to dissolve means to interact. And this stuff can interact with so many different things. It can blend with so many different things. We take it so for granted, but it has an ability to combine with so many different things that it makes it the single most important thing for all of life. And it's unbelievably polar. And, of course, I'm talking about water. That's what water is. Water is an amazing substance, and we never think about it. It's the most plain, it's simultaneously the most plain and the most miraculous substance on planet Earth. And all is due to its unique ability to pull electrical energy, to be polar. It's super duper polar, and that allows it to interact with lots of things, especially electrolytes, especially electrical minerals and electrical vitamins. The interaction between the polar nature of water and electrical vitamins and electrolytes is phenomenally important, unbelievably important. What happens when you put salt in water, and what happens, or sugar in water? You put salt in water, you put sugar in water, boom, it disappears. What? Where'd it go? That's a very interesting phenomena and a very relevant phenomena too. What the heck happens to salt when you put it in water? All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. We've got lines open for you. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you have questions about the longevity products, the longevity business, if you have a health challenge you want help with, if you have a health challenge and you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. Our number 844-236-6010. All right, hang tight. We'll get to your calls here in just a sec. I want to finish up a couple of things. Water is just unbelievably magical stuff. You put salt in a glass of water. What the heck happens? The water makes the salt disappear. Of course, it doesn't disappear. It becomes microscopic. What ends up happening is the water has an ability to break up that salt into tiny little elements that you can't see. That is amazing. Not only is the process amazing, how water can just kind of disintegrate salt, but what's even more important is the interaction between the water and the salt is electrical. Salt water is electrical. When you put salt in water, you have now turned the water into an electrical, in essence, battery. There's actually scientists who are working on studying how to make saltwater batteries. Water is unbelievably important stuff for improving chemistry. It makes chemistry happen. This is why water is essential for life. It makes chemistry happen at a faster rate. It makes chemistry happen when it wouldn't happen. Desiccated or dried material doesn't have chemical reactions, but you add some water, boom, it becomes incredibly active. Water brings things to life. Water helps chemistry work more effectively, more efficiently. That's why we feel tired when we're dehydrated. And that's why drinking water can be a great way to get energy. It makes your chemistry work better. It speeds up the chemical reactions in your body. That's why you want, I repeat, want to drink water with your meals. It activates digestive juices. There are people who say, don't drink water with your meals. Not true. You'll find that you're eating less food when you drink water with your meals because your body can process that food more effectively. Now, under ideal circumstances, we would have water in our food. That's true, and you wouldn't necessarily need to drink water, but the fact is we don't have a lot of water in our food. We eat a lot of food that has been either completely or at least partially dehydrated. So drinking water with your meals is a great way to improve digestive chemistry. It's a great way to improve all chemistry. That's why you feel better when you drink water first thing in the morning. You improve blood chemistry. You get more blood circulating when you drink water. All of this has to do with the fact that water is a magical substance that reacts with almost anything and causes solid material to spread. It can somehow attract particles and allow them to spread. It's polar. It pulls substances, has a pulling effect. And that pulling effect is perceived as energy. Drink more water. However, as we talked about earlier, the more water you drink, the more of your electrolytes you lose, so constantly be replacing your electrolytes. That's why I always say, sip on your Beyond Tangy Tangerine all day long. Constantly replace your electrolytes, and if you're drinking a lot of water, it becomes extra important that you do that you keep that BTT going all day long, or vegetable juices, or some kind of electrolyte-rich substance, electrolyte and B vitamin and vitamin C-rich substance. All right, there's a super-duper special kind of water that we're going to talk about on our next Bright Side episode, and this super-duper kind of water is... Man, if water's amazing, this stuff is really, really amazing. Entities that subsist on this super-duper electrical type of water, they live forever. They never get cancer. They never get arthritis or degenerative diseases. I'll tell you about that when we come on our next Bright Side episode as we continue talking polar, non-polar, specifically as it has to do with fats in the skin. And we'll get to we're going to go back to talking about hormones in the skin here when I finish up this little digression on polar and non-polar. We'll do that in the coming days on the Bright Side. All right, our number is 844-236-6010. Let's go to Massachusetts and say hello to Sheila. In Massachusetts, I think, right, Sheila?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you for taking my call. I'm doing well.
What's cooking? How can we help you?
I just started listening to you only a couple weeks ago, and just impressed with the information that you have to offer. And boy, you talk fast.
Do I talk fast? I try not to.
You have to really pay attention, but you're packing so much information into your time.
Oh, thank you. I
appreciate it so much.
It's not overwhelming. Do you think I shouldn't be dumbing it down? I always wonder if I should be dumbing things down because it's too chemistry.
No,
I'm a chemistry.
It's very
You find it interesting?
Oh, okay, very interesting.
Are you a professional? Are you a healthcare professional or a scientist, or what's your background?
Well, just a clinical therapist.
You're a clinical therapist. A PhD?
No, master's level.
Isn't that cool? I find that a lot of my listeners are highly educated. Not that doesn't necessarily mean anything just because you have a degree, but I find that a lot of our listeners are therapists or PhDs or MDs, and I want to show that it appeals to educated people as well as to lay people. So I'm glad. I really appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. So how can we help you today, Sheila?
Well, I just was with my granddaughters the other day, and one of them said, "Grandma, the white of your eye in the corner is discolored. It's kind of yellow." And
nice.
I'm not able to to see it in the mirror because I can't.
That's good information. That's good information. That's a sign of toxicity, and it's not uncommon. The eyes, there's a whole science based on it. I'm not sure exactly about the specifics of the science or how accurate it is, but in theory it makes sense. The eyes accumulate toxicity. There's a condition called jaundice. Have you ever heard of jaundice?
Yes,
liver.
Of course.
That's jaundice is a major dysfunction in the body, but you can have, it's on a continuum. Health is on a continuum. It's like you don't have to be totally jaundiced in order to have liver problems.
Right.
So it's a sign that the liver's not that you're becoming toxic, that the liver's not processing, and probably the large intestine is becoming toxic as well. It's very, very common, Sheila. It's just the way we live our lives. Go ahead.
If I was doing a liver cleanse, would that account?
Not so much a liver cleanse. Here's what you want to do. Okay. First of all, just for general information, as a therapist, you're going to appreciate this. It's all about data. You can't make an assessment unless you have data, right?
Absolutely.
Right? It's all about data. Scientists know it's all about data. So you got to accumulate data. And that means basically doing a food diary, because that's the most important place. It's pretty much the only place where you get to control your liver by your food. You follow me? There's other, thinking and emotions are all involved too, but largely it's a food thing. So do a food diary and start to get some data. If you're toxic, chances are you're not processing some foods correctly, and it may have been going on for decades. Right? If you're in your 50s or 60s, that's that's 5 or 6 decades of doing the wrong thing from a digestive system perspective. Food diary. Notice constipation, bloating, gas, loose stools, diarrhea, heartburn, any digestive symptomology and associated with foods. First step always. Then you're going to start to work on the digestive system in general, probiotics, the nightly essence from Youngevity, ultimate enzymes from Youngevity, do apple cider vinegar with your meals, anything you can do for digestion, especially fat digestion. The liver is a fatty organ, and fatty liver is extremely, extremely common. So if you want to make a quick assessment on the relationship between food and the toxicity, fast for a couple of days and watch what happens to your eye. Follow me?
Yeah.
That's like extra credit. That's like if you really want to do it quickly. If you fast for a couple of days and you notice that your eye starts to improve, then you start eating again. You pay attention to what happens to your eyes when you eat, and it may take 48 hours or so before you notice it in your eyes. But you probably have other symptomology too, Sheila. Joint problems, maybe, any of the digestive issues, skin problems. Hang tight. We got to take a break. Okay, don't go away. I want to finish up when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. If you're on hold, we'll get to you when we come back from our break. 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. We'll be back right after this. We are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're talking to Sheila in Massachusetts. Sheila, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I know I'm going to have to go fast here. I hate to do it to you.
That's okay.
There's archives on the. You can always go back to the archives and listen and review programs, just so you know. Okay,
yes,
good.
I did find that.
Okay, how did you hear about the program? Just for curiosity's sake.
I think Alex Jones comes on after you.
Okay, got it.
And I tuned in early, and
so serendipity.
And now I just tune in an hour earlier so that I can hear it when I'm available.
Good. Well, I'm the Alex Jones of nutrition, just so you know. We're both angry about the status quo. Him in the world of politics, me in the world of health. But anyway, here's the deal.
And I'm with both of you. I'm right behind both of you.
Good deal. I appreciate that. Here's the thing. You got a liver/digestive issue, probably. That's usually what it involves. Yellowing of the eyes, discoloration of the eyes is associated with cirrhosis and gallstones and liver disease, hepatitis. Pretty much all liver issues ultimately can cause that problem. So you want to focus on the digestive system, do a food diary, start to eliminate problem foods, and then focus on gut health. Digestive enzymes are very helpful for you because they have bile in them. And if you have a gallbladder problem or a liver problem, chances are you're not processing fats and you have a bile problem. So get on the ultimate enzymes, do your apple cider vinegar with all your meals, in addition to the generic or general Mighty 90 essential nutrients that everybody needs. And if you're not processing fats correctly, that means you're not processing your fatty vitamins correctly. And those are important for building and for anti-aging and for beautiful skin and for strong bones. So you better make sure you're supplementing with all your fatty vitamins. A, 20,000 IU a day. E, 400 IU a day. D, get some sun and do some fish oil, and maybe supplement if you have to, but the sun and fish oil are your best sources of D. And absolutely vitamin K2. You should be on anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 micrograms of that a day, and generous, I mean generous amounts of your ultimate essential fatty acids, your EFAs, even if it's 18 of them a day. And if you have more questions or anything, you can always send me an email, although I'm really bad about my emails. But if you put Sheila, if you put Dr. Sheila in Massachusetts, I'll know who it is, and I'll get back.